Welcome back. You know what it is, people. You know what it is. The Dallas Cowboys Divisional playoff round recap. A doozy. A classic rivalry. Blue versus red. Reminds me of the Leafs and the Canadians. Dallas Cowboys at San Francisco 49ers. Shades of Candlestick Park, Texas Stadium back in the day. That's when I fell in love with this sport. Those actually at my dad's Paisan, the Aquinos, diehard Niner fans. I remember that 94 championship game like it was yesterday, and the difference is we should have won this one, you know? Mind you, we could have won that one too. Dion with the PI anyway. Let's move on. I could talk about that one all day, but 19-12, 49ers. Sometimes there's games that are harder to analyze, then there's games that are just, you could be a 5-year-old, you could be a dumbass, you could be you could be 12 beers in and you can analyze this one. Dak Prescott, 1 TD, 2 interceptions. Those interceptions got the Niners points and cost us points. Brock Purdy, we held him in check, 19 for 29, 214 yards. 0 TD, but more importantly, 0 interceptions. Didn't cost them. He almost did at halftime when he threw that ball and there was like a second left. They still got the field goal in. Growing pains. He is Mr. Irrelevant 7th round pick. But, you know, the running game, neither team ran well. So for people who want to blame it on Zeke, fuck off. Zeke, I bid you adieu. You're gonna be making too much money. I think you should go to the Bills and be a part of the tandem and be the battering ram that you are. Dallas, they don't know how to use him. 10 carries, that's not Ezekiel Elliott brand. It doesn't work. Marshawn Lynch, it doesn't work for these guys. Tony Pollard going out, that was a killer. But at the end of the day, Dak Prescott lost in the game. Period. It wasn't on McCarthy. Kellen Moore, I was actually impressed with the 2 games he called in the playoffs. Dan Quinn in the defense, well, what can you say about that? They held Tampa to 14, and they held San Fran to 19. You have an offense that, at the end of the day, Dak Prescott, he's better against shit competition. And when it's a top 5 defense or top 3 defense, I saw the stat. I'm sure we all saw the stat. He's now 1-9. You got to wear that. That is not all, it's the defense, it's the coach. Those are excuses, and excuses are for losers. And SFW, we win here, you know? And by winning, even when I lose or when I'm wrong, it's about admitting it. That's what makes you a winner. Making excuses all day long for your quarterback or for why Dallas doesn't win the playoffs, it's loser talk. And there's going to be none of that here. They deserve to lose. They weren't good enough. Now, let's get into why. I get it. Tampa Bay to the Niners, totally different team, totally different defense. But you didn't target Michael Gallup. T.Y. Hilton had 1 catch. Ferguson, no catches. The beauty of Dak, you got to spread the ball around. CeeDee Lamb had a good day. Good for him. But you can't just have a good day with CeeDee Lamb. Your running game gets shut down, and you're not spreading it around to the other weapons. So that's where it cost them. But, you know, seeing ghosts, that guy Greenlaw, for me, this is where he's now in the Kirk Cousins category. The difference is Kirk Cousins had a really good stat line. His defense allowed 31 points. Dak's defense, they should have won. San Fran wasn't at their best. We shut down Deebo Samuel, and then George Kittle with that miraculous catch, you take that away, he didn't have a great game. He just didn't. We held all their weapons in check. Christian McCaffrey didn't do much. Same thing. McCaffrey had what? 30 yards? They canceled each other out. So what does it come down to? One quarterback managed the game, trusted his defense, and Dak, I don't know, he made some good throws, but those interceptions they're awful. They're inexcusable. How about the one that should have gone to Greenlaw? That last drive showed me and everyone what Dak is all about. Just like Cousins. You were down a touchdown. It doesn't matter what you did in the game, even if your defense is bad. You're down a score with a couple minutes left and a 2-minute warning and a few timeouts. You're expected, if you're a top 10 quarterback, to get the fucking job done, at least tie the game, get it to overtime. Cousins didn't do it. He threw that stupid 4-yard pass to Hawkinson. That's dog shit. What did Dak do on that last drive? Nothing. Running around like an idiot, looking back, running into guys in the end zone. That fake he did, and that guy Hufanga, who's a great safety on the Niners, he was almost in the backfield with them. He throws bad screens to Zeke and them where linebackers are on them. I've said it. And I think Brock Purdy's better than Dak, even though it's a very early comparison. Brock Purdy sees the field better. Even if a defense shuts him down, he didn't make the mistakes. Dak, he made mistakes. and they were self-inflicted. That one to Gallup, you throw that at the 10th row. He wasn't open. Excuse me. He wasn't open. Throw it away. Live to fight another down, and he's not good at that. You missed Gallup and CeeDee Lamb wide open for touchdowns. Deep balls were garbage. You had one to CeeDee Lamb, who made a miraculous catch, and that was pass interference. But you had Gallup open on 2 of them. Gallup on one, CeeDee on another. You not only threw the ball horribly bad. Both balls were so badly underthrown and inaccurate. Not in the right side of the hash marks. Bad. Watch the tape, guys. GF doesn't make this shit up. I watch the game. That's why I take 24 hours, and then I'll rewatch the highlights. And only a few people on TV do I even give them my time because they really know what they're talking about. No one is saying that we don't like Dak, the leadership, all the intangibles, but at some point, that becomes death when you're not getting it done on the field. And 2 years in a row, you've cost the Dallas Cowboys and Parsons and Trayvon Diggs. I don't want to fucking hear Trayvon drop the interception. That was a dart that got deflected, and it went right into it. Looked like it was an easy catch. It wasn't. So everyone, please stop with that. Shout out to Kelvin Joseph, who's been a disappointment as a second-round corner, but he made the play there on special teams, popped the ball loose, and we only got 3 points out of it. Even Maher made up for mistakes last week. When you get the ball on a turnover like that, you got to score. Dak just wasn't good enough in the red zone, and then the interception. That's the cherry on the sundae. You throw an interception when we look like we're going in to score. You add it all up, it's just bad quarterback play. That's why Derek Carr is not going back to the Raiders. I don't think Dak should be back on the Cowboys. Maybe he gets another year, but we have to, Cowboy fans and Jerry Jones, you have to decide. Do you want a Phillip Rivers? Because that's what this guy looks like. And I don't want a guy for 15 years that I know isn't going to get me a Super Bowl, isn't even going to get me to the championship game. So I'm sticking to my guns with Dak. It was good what you did against Brady and them. That's fine. But against top defenses, you suck. You're not good enough. You lost 19-9 last year against the Chiefs. Micah Parsons is a rookie, held the best quarterback in the game to 19 points. Travis Kelce, best tight end in the game. Best combo of quarterback and receiver in the game. That's got to be frustrating for them. You have a quarterback that just can't get it done. And I'm tired of blaming the coordinator, whatever. Try to get Sean Payton. Are they going to fire Mike McCarthy? He doesn't deserve to get fired. So a lot of questions in Dallas as per usual. Zeke, I bid you adieu. Hey, keep eating wherever you go because we ruined, and Dak Prescott and Jerry Jones and them, they ruined your prime, and we never had anything to show for it. Just like Derrick Henry with Tannehill. I've been saying it. Now they're going to go get Aaron Rodgers, hopefully, or Tom Brady, because or else you're ruining that running back also. So that's what it comes down to. I'm not going to be all the skies falling and everything, but for Dallas Cowboy fans that are done with Dak, how can I disagree with that? It's been long enough. He's been the starter since 2016. He had the best rookie season of any quarterback up until that point in NFL history. He's been a quarterback tease. He's been wildly inconsistent, up and down. We make the playoffs one year we don't. This is the first time we've made it in consecutive years, and in consecutive years you've lost to the Niners. Great, you got a playoff win, but now you're 2-4 in the playoffs. And his numbers are pretty good. I think he's got 11 TDs, 5 INT, but sometimes the numbers don't do it justice. When you need to be big and come up big and be a top 10, tier 1, $40 million quarterback, you shit the bed. You're jittering, you're seeing ghosts, you're throwing bad interceptions. Greenlaw should have ended that game, and that's why. You're not going to fool me. You're not ever going to fool me. Dak Prescott is not as good as Tony Romo. So for Deion Sanders, who said back in the day, Tony Romo says hi, or Dak says hi, and what's that?
Who should Dallas get then? Who should be their quarterback?
We got Pierce in the back now. I would do the Aaron Rodgers thing, but this guy cuts me off in the middle of my thing. Anyway, Deion Sanders back in the day, because he got into a thing with Romo. Dak says bye, hi, whatever the fuck that was. Deion, where you'll never see this, but if you ever do, just admit that you were wrong. Tony Romo is a way better quarterback. Strip the weapons, strip the Cowboys, everything. Quarterback for quarterback. 97 or whatever career QB rating. Dak's is high too, but it's modern football. It's not the same. Romo wasn't scared to make the big throws. And at times, he'll make bad interceptions. The difference is Romo never had a defense. And Dak, early in his career, didn't have a defense. These last 2 years, you did. So there's no excuses, man. When you don't have the defense, that is the excuse. And we all know that. But when you have it, and you're not putting up your end of the bargain, It's modern football, even in the playoffs. Geno Smith had 23 points last week. So what the fuck's your excuse for only putting up 12? Exactly. We're not making any excuses here. Dak he's 13th. He is. He's 13th to 15th in the National Football League. He's a middle of the pack quarterback. Yes, you could say if there's 32 starters, he's on the better side of the 16, but I don't want to hear any of this top 10 shit anymore. He is the 11th to 16th best quarterback, and you don't win with those guys. Rarely do you win. The Joe Flacco and them, you have to have the all-time defense, all-time coach, all-time everything has to go right, which is why I always say this. You got to get a top 10 quarterback in the draft. First overall, look at all of them. Where was Fields drafted? Where was Lawrence drafted? Where was Mahomes drafted? Josh Allen, Matt Stafford first overall. So you're either first overall or you're the 5th pick, 6th pick. Daniel Jones is 6th. Herbert, Tua. That's where they all are. This illusion of Tom Brady and Russell Wilson in the 3rd or Dak in the 4th. These are the exceptions to the rule, and it doesn't work. So Dallas, wake up. Finally go get your Troy Aikman. And how did you get him? By tanking and being shit for a year. Sacrifice a fucking year and get it done. Or what are you going to do? Go after Derek Carr? Derek Carr is like Dak Prescott. He had 9 years in Oakland. It's not all his fault. But you got to divorce and move on. And Dak, I think you're a year away from that. He's lucky if he gets another year. You guys let me know. Again, the one positive I'll leave you with, when you have a Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs back there, you have a chance. When you have a defense, you have a chance in the NFL. And now with Zeke and Dak and all that, we might have to retool on the fly. But I do believe in the Dallas Cowboys. I think the Niners, the Cowboys, the Eagles are the top 3 teams in the NFC going forward. You let me know who you think can join them there. There are young quarterbacks, Justin Fields and them coming up. There's a draft. There's always a few guys that get taken. But it hurts because we all root for Dak Prescott. He does it right off the field and all of that shit. But you know what, man? It's gone stale. It's gone on deaf ears. We don't give a fuck. We want results. My God, the Leafs and the Cowboys are the same thing. We like the personnel, but you guys just every year after year after year, the lights are bright. Game 7, 4th quarter, gotta have it type plays, and we shit the bed, and that's why Dallas deserves to lose.